Hey y'all, it's Joanna, the creator of Joanna's DIY Life. And yes, I do all this and yeah, who knows what else. But this video is our Thrifted Thursday, hosted by me and my beautiful friend, Hot Mess Express, Sabrina, with Sabrina's Craft Nanigans, and our beautiful guest host this month is Buffy's Designs. Now, last month I didn't get to participate, and I was like totally bummed. And this time, the tables have flipped, and Sabrina is gonna have like we don't know what kind of video. So y'all just hang with her and go watch whatever she has, because she's had a lot going on and been under the weather and all that too. But for this one, it's a one and done, maybe a two, depends on how you count it, but make sure you check out the entire playlist in the description box. I've got this pumpkin that literally broke when I got it out of my tote in this $3.99 beautiful picture frame. Y'all, it was broken, didn't have no glass, which was good. I didn't need the glass, but I had to heat it up to get the sticker and scrape it off. Okay, I'm shaking my stuff at you. But I thought this was going to clean this, because I actually thought this was the color of it. Okay, when I got to messing with it, I think this thing has been in a fire or something. Or they totally burnt a lot of candles, because it was disgusting. I had to take this to I almost said take it to my refrigerator. No, but it's in the same area. What was I taking it to? Oh, my sink. Y'all, I just got out of church and I'm doing this. It's late. But anyway, it had glue on it. And this is grosser than I thought. But I took it in there and I scrubbed it with some mean green and a brush. And got all that nasty out of it. But you could see on the back, I just showed you, it looked like it had soot on it. But we'll put this all back together. Don't worry. No worries. No worries. So I'm going to take this, and that looked like it had glass in it, didn't it? But it didn't. But I've got it clean. I'm looking at it like, what are you going to do with it? It had a gold, okay? I'm not fond of gold, all right? I like a rose gold and antique gold, but I'm not fond of like bougie gold. If that offended you, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. That's just what I call it, bougie gold. But I'm going to take this little stippling brush here, and I'm going to smear it in all these little crevices, and then I'm going to hate it, and I'm going to take something, put something else in there. But if you don't want the something else that I'm going to put in there, if you do something like this and you find this scrolly looking frame, the rose gold was beautiful, or the antique gold was beautiful, but it turned everything antique gold, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. So I'm going to carry on with my mess here. No, I'm not. I'm going to spare you. Look at that. So I didn't like it. Okay. So I took wax, Waverly's Antique Wax. And I think I got this. This might be some that I got from Lisa, because I'd ran out and I filled this bottle. So, thank you, Lisa, my yellow rose of Texas. You know who you are. You know who you are. I do thank you. But anyway, so I'm going to wax this up now and get it back dirty again. Okay, so I know it's wax and not filth. So that's a win-win. But anyway, I'm just going to go around this, and I'm going to like heavily wax it, and then I'm going to wipe it back. And then I'll apply the gold over top of it and show you what that looks like. So here I'm just rubbing it where it actually just stays in my cracks and not everywhere else. And there you go. And then I put the gold over top of that, and I was loving it. Okay. Now this pumpkin thing. Yeah, I'm going to take this knife and I'm going to try to carve it out. I should have had a serrated knife, because this was just, it was terrible. And you know, you get those little beads, styrofoam beads that like to stick like magnets to everything. So we got a few of those floating around here, and those I had to just like shake it off. And I've been listening to the song Shake the Devil Off, and that's what I just thought of. Sorry, y'all. But anyway, so I'm only going to use one half of this. Y'all may know where I'm going here. I don't know, but I seen the frame, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it because it didn't have no glass, right? And then when my pumpkin busted in half, I thought, oh my gosh, I know what I'm going to do. So I gave it 2 coats of the Waverly plaster, okay? And then I used this glue. I think this glue's too old, because I know I'm learning this Crackle thing. Me and Sabrina's been trying to Crackle stuff, and I'm learning this Crackle stuff. Okay, I'm putting a thin layer of glue going one way. All right, one way, and then when I get the glue on and get it dried down a little bit, now I can't dry it a lot because it'll melt my styrofoam. You start going over it one way. Don't go back the other way. I'm going down with it. And then I'm going to try to lightly blow dry it without melting holes in my pumpkin half here, okay? But I'm just going down, and then I'll go down the bottom like I painted the bottom. So that's, see me going one way. Now I am going over it some, and I did have a smear, because you can't go over it a lot because you'll just smear it all together and it won't crackle. It'll just smear. So I did that because I'm like, couldn't get it on there. Should have used a different brush. And but anyway, there it is. It looks like a glossy mess, but I'm gonna blow dry it, or use the heat gun. A blow dryer would have probably worked a lot better, but the heat gun. And I did start to melt it, so I have to quit. But look at my cracks coming in. I love it. And I didn't want a lot of cracks, okay? That was my goal. I didn't want a lot of cracks. So this is coming out perfect. It's just kind of like a stressed out little pumpkin, okay? You know how being a stressed out little pumpkin is. Come on. So yeah, so that's what I wanted. You know, I'm so dingy. I was holding that on the one end, getting paint all over my finger, and there's a little thing in there. I could have just held it the whole stinking time. You know when I found it? When I was done, because that's how I roll, man. That's how I roll. So anyway, I was watching At Home with Chris on Whatnot. Y'all, if y'all don't follow her. If you like vintage stuff, like, subscribe. It would help my channel. I'll explain that in a minute. Here we go. Hold on. What was I doing? She was ended, so I was cutting it off, okay? I waited for a rate. It's how Whatnot works. But anyway, if you don't know At Home with Chris, follow her on YouTube, because she does DIYs too. And then follow her on Whatnot if you're on Whatnot, because she sells vintage stuff and she's got good prices. Okay, so now we're done with that. You're welcome, Chris. I am going to put fabric Mod Podge on here. I've never used fabric Mod Podge before. Y'all, this stuff is very thick and it stinks. It is very thick and it stinks. I was like, holy socks, this is really bad. But anyway, I'm just doing the middle. I'm trying not to get it on the edge, and if I do, I'll peel this up first. But this is a big old doily I got somewhere. I don't even know. Might have been Dollar Tree. I don't know. Look how pretty. Okay, so I'm going to smear this down with my brayer, just pushing it down in that. I used quite a bit of Mod Podge, and I am really pushing it down in that Mod Podge to get it in the fabric, okay? And then I'm going to take, not those purple scissors, but I'm going to get a fabric-like pair of scissors, not those, and cut the edges. See those little ones? Yeah. And now I'm just going to take matte Mod Podge, and I am going to saturate this thing, okay? I don't want it to come up at all, because I'm going to glue that pumpkin half on it. And if you glue your stuff on it and it's not secured down to that cardboard piece, then it's going to come up, okay? So I got it on there and got it dried, and then I wanted it the color of the frame, and it matched pretty perfect, you know. So that's a win-win. Thank you, Lord. That was getting on my nervous system. Look what I did. I just took the whole thing and started rubbing the fire out of it, and then I smeared it in, and then I blow dried it out. Look at me giving you a big thumbs up. And now I'm gonna take Gorilla Glue. This is like E6000, and I'm gonna go in some places, and then I'm going to put hot glue in the other places. And y'all, I'm sorry, I'm only doing one project. If you count the tag, that's two. But this stressed me out. I'm not kidding. This took all day. And I have been busy and didn't have time to, I was actually filming for Tuesday and I did not get it done. But this took me all day. By the time you try to get all this to dry, you can't dry it all with the heat gun because it gets all sticky and nasty and all that. And then, I used hot glue here with the other glue so I could keep going to get the video done. But that's just beautiful by itself, is it not? I know, right? It is. So anyway, so that just snapped back on there real good. Easy peasy, not a problem whatsoever. And look at that thing's going to go right there. Now, when you go putting hot glue on here, you're going to melt your styrofoam. I didn't want the E6000 because, or the Gorilla Glue. I think this fabric tack would stick better to this fabric. So if it doesn't, the hot glue sure enough will. So I'm going to put both on there, not together, because they will cancel each other out. And I was trying to get that centered, but I got to fooling with the glue, and it just kind of landed where it did. But that's okay. Now I shoved floral foam down in there. Say that 5 times fast. Nah, not today. But anyway, I'm trying to cut this, and this is hilarious. I thought this would fit, and I'm like pushing, and it just fell apart. So I'm just like, you're going in that hole one way or the other. So I just shoved that down in there, and then the other one just slid right down there. I thought, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, but anyway, now I'm gonna take a handful of this moss. You know I'm going to use my moss. And I'm going to put hot glue on this pumpkin, because you can do that now. And put that right down on there. Okay? I cover everything. You can go through the moss. It's going to work. Trust me. Flinging my moss out here. I want it sporadically poking out. Okay? But I'm going to trim it just a hair. Trim it like hair. And then I'm going to tack it all down. Okay? Just going to tack it all down after I get done putting what I want on there. See? I'm tacking it down. I didn't know I put that in there, but yeah, I'm tacking it. There I'm tacking. I guess since I figure it's one project, I'm just going to show you everything. Oh my goodness. Okay. Y'all, it is 10:30 at night. I have a doctor's appointment in the morning, and I am editing this video, and I have to go out of town to go to the doctor, and I'm going to be going with big baggy eyes because I'm going to be exhausted, and yeah. And when I get tired, I get giggly. So that's probably why I'm laughing through this video, because I'm so tired. And I get the giggles when I'm tired. Do y'all do that? Do y'all get giggly when you're tired? I've done it ever since I was a kid. Now look at this hodgepodge of mess from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to not use all of it. I'm not going to use all of it. I was going to put the leaves in first, and I said, nah. I'm going to put these in there. And they had gold on them. And they kind of matched the frame. So that's why I'm going to poke them down in here. Plus, I just need to use them because I'm trying to get through my stuff. All right. I have a craft your stash coming up. And I'm thankful because I got a lot of stash. I'm trying to get through this stuff. I need shelf room. And I'm not buying much at the Dollar Tree anymore, honestly. And I'm just trying to get rid of stuff. I'm just trying to get rid of it because it's driving me nuts. It's just sitting around driving me crazy. But anywho, so I'm going to start sticking these florals in there. And I don't know how to do florals. I don't know how to arrange flowers. I'm not a floral person. I just stick them in till it makes my eyes happy. Okay? If y'all have watched me any amount of time, you know that I say that I do it till it makes my eyes happy. But sometimes my eyes go overboard and I get a little extra happy, but I think because it looks crowded, but I like it. I do it till I like it, but yeah. So I'm going to fool it. That's how I got it. And I put a little butterfly down in there. Ain't it cute? I found that in my stash too. Okay, now I'm going to take this. What is that? I know what that is. What is that stuff? It's not drop cloth, because drop cloth's thick. Muslin. Thank you, Jesus. I'm going to take this muslin strip that I rip and snip and rip and tie a bow in it. I'm trying to get my tails, and it's just not working with me. But anyway, once I get it into a bow, I'm going to put it right there. See how I'm going to put it? Well, I'm going to trim my tails right now. I'm just going to cut them at an angle. I'm not going to dovetail them or nothing. I'm just cut them at an angle. And one's longer than the other. You hold them side by side, and one end up longer than the other anyway. So then I'm going to fray the ends. I look like I'm going at it like a mad woman. And I got these 2 pieces of, lace and an elastic lace that I really love. Got it at Hobby Lobby 100 years ago. And I'm going to glue that down. I didn't feel fuzzy about this. I'm just going to tell you. So I'm gluing it down, and it's sticking to the moss, and it didn't really feel like it's going to stick. So I have a solution, and I'm going to take one of these straight pins. No, pins. Straight pin. Yeah, it's a straight pin. I sew, and I don't know what a pin is. I'm going to take a straight pin. I'm going to put a glue there, and I'm going to push that down in there, and I'm going to push that bead down in the glue and burn my finger and everything. And then I'm going to glue this to that one because it's all going to stay now. And I feel fuzzy inside now because I glued it all down in there. And, y'all, I appreciate you watching this video. I really do. I really do. Because I'm being a lug nut right now. And I don't mean to. I'm really tired. But anyway, I still think I can't tie this bow. But yeah. So anyway, there it is. Okay. So now I've got a tag. Y'all, this is funny. My husband knows that I recycle everything. And this came off of a hat. He's like, hey, you need this tag? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll redo it. So, yeah, so I redone it, and there's my tag right there. Okay, listen, y'all. This is me being real, okay? I love y'all. Y'all know I love you guys. I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for subscribing to my channel. Really do. But I don't ask for money. I don't ask for a whole lot. But look. Let me show y'all something. Okay, let me get this to focus. Do y'all see this? Subscribed. I love you 16.2%. I do. I love you. I appreciate you so much. But 83.8%. Do you see these? You're not subscribed to me. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't. All I ask is that you push the little subscribe button. Okay, you can do it from your TV, you can do it from your phone, you can do it from whatever. But please subscribe. It helps my channel, okay? It does. It helps my channel to grow. I'm growing, and I appreciate that. But what it does is it puts me out. YouTube will throw my videos out when you like them. You hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. It lets YouTube know that you're interacting with my content, and it throws me out there to more viewers. And y'all, I would appreciate you subscribing so much. It would mean the world to me. Like I said, I love and appreciate each and every one of you that I got. I know who you are, okay? Don't you think I don't. I know my faithful followers, and I love you. I am not gonna lie. I do. I appreciate you so much. But if you are not subscribed, please find it in your heart to do so. I would appreciate that so much. If you don't like all of my content, you don't have to watch all of it. If you're nothing else, just the comedy sometimes, you know. A lot of people love that, but I'm trying to be serious and y'all think I'm funny. But anyways, please subscribe to my channel, please. Okay, now let's get on with the video. Okay, enough of that. Alright, so I gave that 3 coats, 4 coats maybe, because it was slick, on both sides. And now I've got these rub-on transfers, and y'all know I'm a rub-on transfer fanatic, okay? And I'm going to take, this is part of some Dollar Tree transfers I had from a long time ago. And I'm going to take it and cut it apart, and I'm going to put part of it right here. It had flowers on it. I love flowers. And then I'm going to... what I looked at the back for. I'm going to take and put little flowers down here on the bottom somewhere. I'm trying to figure it out because it has a flat edge or a flat side, straight side. It's all flat, a straight side. It goes a certain way, okay? And I'm trying to fit it on here like that. So anyway, I get it down in the corner and then I start rubbing it down, and I'm going to put my pumpkin down, and then it has a little word fall. And, I'm going to put that on there. I'm crowding this thing out, but that's okay. It's cute when it's done. It's really pretty. So I'm just going to rub these down and pull them off, and yeah. So here I've got a piece of that lace, that, you know, that doily thing, and I'm trying to figure out where I want it, and I'm going to hot glue it right down in the middle there because I want it to kind of, you know, blend in with the little punky thing over there. And so I'm going to put that down there, and then I'll just take scissors and snip that side right there off. Yeah, like that right there. And then I thought, that's a hole. What are we going to stick in that hole? Well, I figured I'll figure it out in a minute. And I thought, am I going to put more on here? Nope, don't do it. I'm done. So now I am going to take a wooden leaf, and I didn't like how that pumpkin was so bright. It didn't match my little pumpkin over there. So I just took walnut stain and started pushing it down on there and brushing the edges and stuff like that just to, make it look more vintage or whatever. And then I am going to take that same antique gold rub and buff, and I'm going to rub and buff this wooden leaf I found in my stash. And once I get that done, I'm going to glue it right in the middle with hot glue, right in the middle of the circle of that doily piece. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if I was talking on the phone or what I was doing. But anyways, I'm going to take a piece of that muslin fabric strip, and I'm going to run it through the hole of my tag. And then I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to put it down, and I'm going to distress the back, or stain the back. Oh, and then I'm going to tie a knot in my muslin fabric. And then I'm going to take a little tiny, I couldn't find my rusty safety pins. I just rusted a ton of safety pins because I was running out, and I lost them. I rusted them and lost them. I don't know where I put any of my safety pins. I did find one on the table. I laid it down because it came out kind of pink. I thought, oh, well, I'm just going to throw it on here. So I'm going to take and put that right through and pin it right to that bow thingy right there. And there it is. And I'll show you what it looks like in the final reveal. Right here. Ain't that setup cute? I know, I love it. Okay, I did put a rub-on transfer bird up at the top too. I forgot about that. I didn't even see me do it. But ain't that pretty? I love it. The vision I had came out better than I had visioned it. Especially my tag. That is so stinking cute. I love making tags. I got some coming up in a whatnot show for I think it's going to be for Christmas or something. I don't know. But anyways, I got tags coming up because I love making tags. But anyway, yeah, there's the bird I put on there. But ain't it pretty? It's so pretty. My floral arrangement didn't come out too shabby neither. I don't know why I put lace on it because you can barely see it. But it sneaks peeks back through there. But anyways, y'all make sure that you check out Sabrina and Buffy and the entire playlist down there, okay? I don't know who else joining this. Sometimes it's very few and far between. But anyways, at least I know I got 3. And I'll have one more, I know. So go check them out. But I do appreciate you watching. You guys are a blessing. You know I say that every time, but I do mean it. You guys are a blessing. And thank you for listening to my rant a while ago about my subscribers not subscribing or my people not subscribing. You know, sometimes we gotta let it out. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are here to listen, and I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for watching, and until next time, remember, oh, I already told you, you are a blessing. You know what? Good night.